appreciate you being here and our support. Perfect. Again, welcome to Coldwell Banker Dynasty, an agency that cares and an agency with a lot of heart. And we're going to go ahead and go back and say it again, because now it's being recorded. We want Oriana to be recorded. Sorry, Kelvin, I should have said we're on. Brianna, you're up.
Hello, everybody. My name is Oriana Chan with Prime Lending. I specialize in 1 to 4 units residential lending. And with Prime Lending, we have over 400 products to choose from. So if you need a loan, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Oriana. Next in line here, who I see, John. John, you're up.
Good morning, everyone. John Wax with Snap NHD for all your NHD tax environmental needs. I'm here as your consultant, 28 years of experience, discussing anything that's in the report, including how to navigate the FHDS car form. With all this rain, when there's fires, there is flooding, there is mudslides. So we have the most up-to-date information. We own our own data, and you're always going to get it accurate. If you want to discuss anything in the reports, I'm here for you. And we have the free renter's report for your leases and the property tax estimator right on our website. We're here for you. I'm here for you. Have a wonderful day. My info is in the chat. Let's have a great meeting and a great spring.
Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Next who I see here is Pamela. Pamela, you're up.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Pam with American Home Shield Home Warranty. I wanted to make sure, plus Coldwell Banker Home Protection. Actually, every brochure, every flyer that your homeowner gets will say Coldwell Banker Home Protection, so free marketing, right? But anyways, our Shield Complete is including the roof. You don't have to pay extra for the roof. The other thing you don't have to pay extra for is the tune-up on the HVAC. So please listen to this, because this is very important, because your buyers need to know this. And if they're not reading the welcome package, you need to let them know, like, oh, Miss Davis, make sure you take advantage of that HVAC tune-up, as well as we pay the service fee on the HVAC tune-up. So you get the tune-up without paying a fee, plus you get an extra that you don't have to pay. It's zero on the service fee for the HVAC tune-up. So we got a roof, we got HVAC tune-up. There's something else that other people charge and we don't. Multiple appliances. You can have a refrigerator in the house, in the garage. They're all covered. So please call me anytime. I'm here for you. Pam with American Home Shield, and I'll put my phone number and email in the chat. Thanks so much.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Stay safe out there. Be a defensive driver. Next here, let me see. Scott, I see you there with all the green in the back. You're up.
Hey, everybody. Scott Shimamoto, Journey Mortgage Advisors. And I'm looking at myself and I have, looks like Kim Jong-un hair, which is crazy. But I'm a lender. And right now, if you have buyers, this is the greatest time to buy a house right now, because house prices are not, in general, they're not going for 150,000 over asking. You know, the rates are higher, and that's what's freaking a lot of people out. But like I said, right now, that higher rate is holding house prices down. And later on, when rates come down as expected, then we refinance out of it. So you buy the house at a lower price, then you get to refinance later on. And when the rates come back down, that's when the house price, they're going to start going back up. So then your clients are going to get some really nice equity gains. So I would love to help them with the pre-approvals. And yeah, so I have my information in the chat. So Scott Shimamoto, Journey Mortgage Advisors, your deal is no joke to me.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And let me see here. We have a room full of people. This is wonderful. So what other affiliate do I have here? I see Angie. Angie, you're up.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Angie Tang, First American Title. If you guys ever had questions on foreclosures and NODs, that might be the topic now to talk about. So if anybody's interested, please let me know. I can pull those types of forms for you guys. And if you guys wanted some help with figuring out like statistics in your territory, that's something that we need to also address, so that we can make sure we have the correct types of farms that we're farming right now, because it's integral that we have the type of farm so that we could strategically think about what to target next in the next quarter. Here to help you grow your business, Angie Tang, First American. Nice to see you, Sylvia.
Thank you. Nice to see you too. Let me see here. Who is next? And I want to make sure I don't miss anyone. I'm looking through my names here. And is there an affiliate out there that I don't see that has not spoken yet? Any other affiliate? No? Going once?
You have it all, Sylvia.
I have it all? Okay, great. Going twice? Done. Excellent. So now I'd like to go ahead and start off with management quote. And this Mark just sent this over to me. So Mark sent this 10 phrases great leaders say. Great leaders can be anyone. Number 1, thank you. Number 2, I don't know. Number 3, don't sweat it. Number 4, how can I help you? Number 5, awesome work. Number 6, I made a mistake. Number 7, what do you think? Number 8, you're great at that. Number 9, how can we improve? And number 10, we are lucky to have you. And we are. We are all lucky to have every single one of you. And I'm very appreciative personally, and on behalf of the company, on behalf of our office mom, our receptionist, and our broker, Kelvin, want you to know that we all feel that way. And St. Patrick's just passed. So we all learned about the 4-leaf clover, and the 4-leaf was luck. So on that note, I'm going to hand it over to Kelvin Chang, our broker here for Temple City and Arcadia. Kelvin.
Yay, that was so
Yeah,
nice, Sylvia. I love that.
That's
You're
a wonderful
welcome.
introduction. I don't even know how to follow that. You guys are amazing. I don't have that what's called that charisma, I guess, to really
Yeah.
draw and word things that well. But I'm here. And I am blessed and lucky to be here with you guys. And as your broker in charge and responsible, I'm just here to help you get some market update, a little pulse. I'll give you another tricks to answer any questions. Another opportunity to be in front of you is always great. And I'm just actually feeling very lucky that I'm over my I don't know, I had a really bad either some sort of stomach flu or the bug, or just eat something that was not undercooked. So I was terrible on the weekend, but right now I'm feeling a little bit better, ready to go, rock and roll, and getting into the slides. Does anyone have any questions or anything you want me to cover today's sales meeting? Okay, if not, I'll start pulling up my slides, and I'm going to load up this first one right here. Can someone let me know if they start seeing
We see it.
the beach? All right. Thank you,
I see the
John.
beach.
We appreciate you affiliates for being here, sharing with us your knowledge and expertise. Definitely an asset. And we've been getting some terrible weather every single time. Every other few weeks, we're getting another rainstorm, just like we did last night. But no matter where you go, no matter the weather, always bring your own sunshine. And my other inspiration I really wanted to point to is on another piece of page today. This is from one of my mentors that I studied with. He was my teacher and inspiration philosopher here at previously known as Realogy. And I took my classes with a guy named Matthew Ferrara, who was facilitating the classes. And so I signed up for his updates. So now he's kind of a motivational speaker. And Matthew says, being you is the real marketing. And I guess for the real estate aspect of things, a lot of us are always asking, my opinion or Sylvia or whatnot, oh, what color should I put my card? Oh, my signs or my flyer? What kind of design template should I use? Oh, what fluff should I add in my credentials, my symbols, my little sections here to fill in space? And quite honestly, that is your opportunity to be yourself. That is your opportunity to design and put together something that makes you feel good and puts together the message that you want your clients and people that you send this business card out to. You want them to know about yourself. How to reach you, honestly, is the most important. So it has your cell phone, your email. Great. They could reach you. They want to follow you on your social media, then you can put it in like Matthew does on his Instagram page. Now, his message today is delivering a speech for other people. And they hired him. He's going to go ahead and establish some good rapport with one another. So a few minutes after the opening, the organizer ran over. Oh, Matthew, we didn't print your bio. We didn't know your resume to introduce you, she said. Did you bring one for us? Oh, that's okay, I said. It's not really about me. Just say I'm someone you know who has been in the business for a while. I will share some ideas to help them grow. Oh, no, she said, that won't do. They need to know all about you, your background, all your titles, all your awards. I need you to write something down fast. I need to brag about this about you. And I thought to myself, said Matthew, either I'll earn their trust with what I share, or I shouldn't be here. They'll stay and listen based on how I perform, not because of a long list of credentials. Nobody showed up today just because of a title I had 5 years ago, or a video that once went viral last month. Even though I'm on stage, I'm not the main character of the work. It's not about me, it's about them. So he did a little experiment. On the back of the program, he listed 5 items. The first 4 were official titles, degrees, positions held, industry titles, and so on. And the last one was completely made up. And I handed the bio to the chair, and the person, the messenger, took a seat where I could see the audience and the stage. The room filled up. I shook his hands at the table. And when the music began, the chair took the messenger took to the podium and began reading the bio. She read the first 4 items with pomp and circumstance, a title here, a degree here, a position here. And then she read the 5th one without skipping a beat. And Matthew is widely known as having invented the paperclip. She didn't blink an eye, and neither did the audience. Nothing. No puzzled looks, no mouths open, no giggles. They just sat there waiting to be introduced and do my thing. So what he's trying to say, and he said to his client slowly, so you don't think I need to overdo it on my business card? And stop trying to claim influence and make sure you deliver the goods, he says. That's how, let people know how to reach you. That's all you need. But when they do reach you, make sure you deliver the greatest you. And I don't know, something from that I just like to share is that people always feel like your resume is never enough, or that your experience level is insufficient to handle your next lead or client. Some of you feel that you're not ready yet, so you're stopping whatever it is from getting started. So it's like, oh, I want to go door knocking, but I want to learn a script first. Oh, I want to do a social media campaign, but I don't have my Facebook and Instagram page set up yet. Oh, if you're always looking for something, you're procrastinating your own success. At the end of the day, what this message is trying to tell you is that people want you to be you. And the goods is not necessarily how beautiful your card, how beautiful the CMA, or how great your email is. They want you. They want you to be the best version of yourself, that you're delivering the greatest service you can and the honest, consultations to your clients. So that's kind of what I like to share today. We'll go back into the slides, and today's sales meetings are going to continue on as the schedule below. So we do have a little bit of a break. And that's where I'm going to ask Sylvia to see if she's going to step in or not, because I am going to be, the last sales meeting for me will be April 5th until I take on my trip. March 22nd is today. There is a big gap between when I'm taking my trip from the 4-5 to my next class on April 26th. So if Sylvia is going to put on together something, we'll talk about that, announce that, and share an email with you guys. And there is Keys to Success as well scheduled when I return back from my Japan and Taiwan trip. I want to remind you there's a couple of you agents out there. Some of you are newer in the business. And if you are looking to boost your business really, really greatly, you definitely take classes with me, myself. But there is a faster paced program that will take care of this in a much 2 to 3 month program versus myself doing it once a month. So yeah, I want to encourage you to supplement that training with Coldwell Banker's Boost. There's a frequently asked questions here, a little video to let you know what a kind of a teaser of what it's about. It's live training and you're with students across the globe. So it's cool to be in there. And I encourage anyone who's less than a year and a half in the business, take the Boost training. We have a couple of different new campaigns going on in the marketing section of Coldwell Banker's New Way campaign. So we're going to put together some of the quotables of all the 2022 quotable statistics about the company. Coldwell Banker has obviously the #1 presence online. They always rank #1 in JD Power Associates. We get a lot of different awards and accolades as a large company, one of the best firms in the world. So in real estate, they want to brag about that. If you want to brag about it, or at least know what are our claims to fame in 2022, they update it every single year, and you'll find that in asset over here. There's some short videos if you want to put it into your own Instagram. And there's also presentations in there. I keep reminding that you can put together your own listing presentations or buyer presentations, or even like a presentation to the to any public. Like if you're going to host a group event, or I asked if people wanted to ever do a first time home buyer workshop, home time seller workshop. I would definitely start there, pull the assets, put together some great marketing materials, and then all you need is yourself. You need yourself to deliver a great message, provide some good content, some honest tips, top 5 reasons why you should buy now, or top 10 reasons why it says great time to sell. And you can get some really good leads by providing honest messages. So we have a cool little treat from Sage Gomez. And is she here right now? Sage, you want to share a little bit?
I don't know if I saw her here, but I know she's recovering from her. I think it's a broken leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got the Sage providing how to read and utilize your CRES NHD. This is a class tomorrow on March 23, 2 o'clock.
And that's extremely important, if I may just chime in here. Even as a seasoned realtor, and someone, I said to one of our veteran realtors, I said, "You're a seasoned realtor." And she says, "I'm seasonal." And it was hilarious. She had a good comeback. So I was very proud of Gina for that. So Gina, if you're out there, that's a shout out to you. You're never too knowledgeable to find out and be informed and stay informed and be refreshed and hit your restart button as being a real estate practitioner. So I just want you to know that. Never get too big in your head to think that, and take these little things for granted. Know that it's important in how to read and utilize these natural hazard reports. So please impress yourself and hold yourself accountable for being here tomorrow and be a part of this. I encourage you, and I hope that you will be here. It's always fun to see you all in person as well. We've been seeing so many agents here that we hadn't seen in a while. We've been having such a full house. The other day, we have not one parking spot available in our parking lot. We have 20.
I was going to mention that. I was very proud to see so many turnout at the last week's training. It was every single parking was full. I think my mom was coming in saying, "I had to park at the very last spot," and then that's an awesome thing to hear.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I want you to know those were all our vehicles, because I do patrol our parking lot, and I always make sure that I'm mindful that we do have people that belong to Coldwell Banker. If not, then you see me running out there with a sign. It says private parking. So it was awesome. Thank you. So please support our affiliates. It's important. They give so much to us. Let's give back to them, and let's not take it for granted that they're an affiliate, because we're also a realtor. So we need each other. Thanks, Calvin.
All right. The AAR has a couple of events. So tomorrow at Mountain Lowe's, they have a YPN kickoff mixer It's a social event from 5 to 8 with food, drinks, singing, karaoke. There's a class for building code, and this is the basics for realtors. That's a cool class. That's a unique one that I haven't heard in a while. But building code, as you know, is the current safety code required in houses and dwellings right now. And let me go ahead and mute somebody. So building code is really what's going to have help people really understand that the home meets certain standards. So standards are obviously like the the stairs, and stairs have to be a certain maximum and minimum height in order for them to be in code. Handrails for handicap access, and there's different things like doors and how everything on the floor plan of a house. So I think it's a great idea to understand building code, like where are the smoke detectors supposed to be located? Do you know that question? Do you know where the carbon monoxide detector is supposed to be located? Do you know what a seismic gas shutoff valve is, or a drip pan under the water heater? Do you know what it's for? A sediment trap, or certain items in. I'm just trying to allude to, if you really don't know this fundamental stuff that will be popping up in your home inspection reports, and it's going to call out and red flag certain items.
You say, thank you for noticing. My husband.
If you're going to red flag certain items on your inspection reports, wouldn't it be awesome that you know exactly what that inspector is trying to allude to that should be corrected or recommending a repair? I definitely think you don't necessarily have to know the cost to repair, but if you at least know what they're trying to address, that makes you a sharper agent and not having to panic. Because when you panic and you say, I don't know what that is, what's a anti-shutoff gas release valve, and in the condensation line in the AC is dripping. If you have all these things, it's going to cause what you call fear. And surprises and fear are not good things when it comes to real estate. Well, you want to be able to be calm. You want to be able to understand, explain, gather more details. Don't worry. Let's go ahead and call an HVAC person. This is not a big deal. We can address this. Let's find out what the expense is going to be. And then you'll surprise, a drip pad, a condensation line, they're only going to cost you a few, like $100, $50, nothing major. But it just sounds scary, doesn't it? Okay. Catherine Barger, she's our 5th district supervisor, and she's been coming to our local government relations and speaking to us about local things going on in the housing forecast, commercial development, homelessness issues. So if you want to learn about her class on March 30th, she'll be speaking for an hour. My Fast Start class continues again in a couple of weeks. We have April 6th, 10 o'clock to 12:30. Will be another session about me and the chalkboard working with you and your development. So it's kind of designed for agents less than a year and a half in business. I'm going to try to fully cover every single aspect of real estate from start to finish. And I know there's not going to be, a lot of you that are not going to always make the commitment, but every session we're going to put together some homework. I'm going to email the group. If you are in my group or you want to be in my group, email me, because I sent out a request already. And for the people that did sign up, I'll be sending out my homework material instructions and reminders, class reminders for that group that wants to make the commitment. So the commitment basically means you're not just your attendance, it means your participation. It's just some homework, some assignments, because we have a book that we're going through, and just really committing and dedicating ourselves to improve our career and skills. So that's really what the whole workshop is for. Open to all agents. Honestly, I don't care if you're experienced or not. I just want more of the dedication, commitment. I don't want you to just show up and just kind of listen with your arms closed. I want people to be open, to be learning, to be participating, speaking, and that we learn together. Okay. So the next 2 classes on the calendar is April 6th, May 4th. Easiest way to remember, it'll be the first Thursday of the month. 10 to 12:30. Maybe I'll extend the sessions a little bit longer. Okay. So the marketing center does have a couple of assets in there. There's some classes. Every month there's gonna be new classes. This was the March's calendar. And just reminding you to make sure you have your login to CB Desk so you can check out all the cool stuff there. CAR has some great resources for the new RPA and all the new disclosures. So let me go ahead and click into the market minute to get this week's update from CAR. So they did not do a market minute this week. They maybe skipped something. But there's a takeover of Silicon Valley Bank by federal regulators, and this is March 13th, so this is old news. But it's only 10 days old. The inventory is shrinking as new listings kind of drop more than half. And that's true. When I've been looking at properties and inventory levels, it's very low. There's not many homes. In fact, there's several homes that I've written properties on the past month. They all had multiple offers. Okay. And we didn't get all of them. So I can tell you that one of my offers that we really liked in Monterey Park had 16 offers, and it was priced right at around $800,000. Another property I wrote an offer and had 5 offers, and it was the first 4 days. So there is buyer activity, guys. There is people that are, if you get a listing, you'll get the activity you want. Just price it right around where it should be. The market will come to you. So mortgage delinquency is very, very low. That's a good thing. Does not look like we're having a situation of short sales or foreclosures. Mortgage applications, at least not widespread. Mortgage applications inch up, despite some raising rates. So people are getting ready for the spring boom. So people are getting their applications in, rising rates, dropping rates. It's going up and down and it's fluctuating. In fact, I'm closing a transaction to this next week, and that borrower is getting somewhere 5.675 for a 30-year loan. That's pretty good. It's not that bad. It's a normal 30 conventional financing, no special. So, lock in your rates good when the timing is right. Housing sentiment returns near survey lows as concerns on current market conditions grow, and job growth remains solid. The wage growth is cooling down. That's really the news for that week. But let's speak about the banks. That's been pretty crazy since a couple of weeks ago. We heard that Silicon Valley Bank, which is a pretty large bank up in California, especially the tech sector up Northern California. So I'm not going to go over the common news that we all heard about, but how does this, what I'm trying to say is there's a couple of banks that are being bailed out. And quite honestly speaking, there's, to my opinion, the banks being bailed out by the Fed or the Treasury or the president, this is ultimately coming at the cost of the taxpayer. So, however they spin the news to you that they're bailing out or they're going to insure the funds that are on deposit, to me, it's just something that the management of those companies, those are private companies, and they made poor judgment calls or paid poor investments and did not manage their funds very well at all. And they're being bailed out. So to me, there's going to be more of this though. And what's unfortunate is it's going to cost a lot of us and our children a lot more debt into what they're calling, they're really just running the money printer right now and printing a lot more dollars to insure all the funds that were in there that they say, oh, we don't have a sufficient amount to account for all the reserves and deposits that we have. So another one is happening is called a large bank, Credit Suisse, and they've always had a bad reputation. But with Credit Suisse getting out of the industry as well, I don't know. I think I'm hearing that they're going to be swallowed or taken over by another larger firm. Is it UBS? UBS is consulting firm, or I don't know if they're, anyway, that's what I heard something about that. So with Credit Suisse failing, that's going to be another big, and they're supposed to be backed by the Swiss government. With that failure, there's going to be some global repercussions, and I don't think this is the end of the financial crisis. That's really what I want to make sure you're aware of. So look into you and your clients and your friends and family. Smaller banks right now, that if you're with a smaller bank, I don't have nothing against them, but they may, if you have above $250,000 FDIC insurance coverage, the remaining balances could be at risk. And at a certain point, the government and the Fed and the Treasury cannot keep bailing out poor managed banks. Okay. And there's thousands of banks out there. So the smaller state banks or local credit union banks, and you can ask them if they're FDIC insured or not, but most of them are. Make sure your limits are within those limits is really the thing. Secondly, if we're backing as a government, if they're backing all these deposits, there is some good reasons for doing it, but there are probably a lot more long-term negative consequences. But we're really just adding a lot more money back into circulation. I look at a little chart a long time ago, and the chart says that the money in circulation in print right now, with that bailout, we basically just took all the progress of all the inflation that we've been fighting for the last 2 years. It just erased all that progress that we had. So now it's looking like it's going to be in a high inflation environment for a while, and our dollar is depreciated to the point where it's not as valuable as it's not going to ever go back to the same dollar value. It's going to be a deflated value. So that's really how it affects us. So in terms of real estate, demand is there, supply is low right now. Prices, people are still going to want to probably bid, and there's going to be multiple offers on your listings if you price it right. And because the dollar is weak, that just means that the dollar is going to take more dollars to purchase that same asset. So that's the only reason I can see if prices rise. But prices rise relative to earnings or relative to a household's disposable income, it might shrink, because even though we just read it right there, salaries and savings has actually dipped, but we're seeing that the dollar is depreciating, is really all the inflation is lost. Anyway, that's a little bit too much economic talk. Any questions on that? Okay, let's get back into the slides. Okay, so if you ever want to get into, and I just leave these, I like to leave these slides on. I don't really have to talk about them, because some people do go look, and if they missed the sales meeting, you could review and click on these links, and they will take you into it so you can learn at your own time. If you want to know about Moxie or my last class, we covered a little bit about that as well, for your marketing stuff. It's definitely a very great asset and resources. I started getting into mine with my new listing and try to play around and updating some sites, and I think it's a really great tool. I think it has a prettier look, and it's a little bit intuitive. So now I just need to improve and keep continuing to rebuild my own the way I want it to look and the message that I wanted to say out. So always, put together your website, put together your message, your resume, your about me, your whatever the content that you're trying to put out. Let someone else critique it. Let someone else give you some opinions and say, is this me? Is this coming across as too aggressive, or is this coming across as nice? Does it sound like a professional? Does it sound like I'm a specialist in home sales? Whatever it is, ask for neutral opinions, and people that care about you will help you build your page up. Okay, so continue to work on your online presence and marketing. It's important to go do stuff online and in person. Sylvia, I think there's a BPT. Is there a management update you want to do before?
Absolutely. Yes, thank you so much, Angel. Thank you so much for doing this beautiful presentation. BPT, for those of you that don't recall what BPT stands for, is bringing people together. So here at Coldwell Banker Dynasty, we love to bring everyone together. So I have some updates. I'm going to go ahead and begin with an Arcadia update. Having good relationships with City Council, I text the City Council member and asked a question. City Council person responded to me like instantly. And the question is about RVs. There's quite a bit of RVs that are parked in front of the homes in Arcadia. So I want all of you that have clients or that live in Arcadia and have an RV and you have it parked in your home to be mindful of the ordinance in Arcadia. So Arcadia does not allow overnight parking without a permit. You have to have an Arcadia address to get a permit, and you have to move the vehicle at least 72 hours, every 72 hours. So it doesn't look like it's abandoned, like it's there forever. So move it around. I used to be an intern for code enforcement in Monterey Park. So what you should be looking for is if there's leaves or trash or anything under the tires, they're going to know that that vehicle has been stationary there for quite a while. Did you want to add to that, Kelvin?
That's similar to many other cities.
Yeah.
And I was just going to tell you, if there's a car that you don't like on your street, just take evidence of 3 continuous days on there. You can call in and report that vehicle to be towed.
Correct. Thank you for that. And also, I have and answer to your question, Kelvin. Yes, we're going to take up your day for Keys for Success. And on Tuesday, April 11th, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., you're going to have an hour with me, personally with me, and we're going to have a very intimate class as to who are you. And we're going to deep dive into who are you, because it's important for you to know who you are before your clients or who you're marketing, who your audience is going to be, knows who you are. But believe it or not, I had a tough time with that when I first got into this industry, because I knew I was a wife, I knew that I was a mother, and I knew that I was a realtor, but I really didn't know who I was besides that. So we're going to deep dive into that. Let's start making you feel uncomfortable with yourself and finding out who you are. So that'll be Tuesday, April 11th, 11 to 12, and Jael will send out a flyer to everyone. Also, a speaker is going to be coming up soon in the future, end of May, beginning of June, is going to be an appraiser. We're going to have an appraiser come out, talk to you about how the ADUs are being appraised. So that'll be quite interesting at home and for your clients. And along that note, back to when Kelvin's gone, part of our sales meeting, we'll talk a little bit about that we are not a one size fits all. We are very diverse, and everyone is in a different place in their business. So you all know that we offer a supportive environment. You all know, and I hope that you do, that we offer personalized training services. And we also, this is the most important that Kelvin, myself, and Mark, we offer as experienced agents, is we help you anticipate and solve problems. Helping to anticipate problems is a skill asset in your business. So that's something that we want to help you grow, and we want to help you face those problems and the pain points that goes with those problems. We want to help you capitalize on momentum by having one-on-one conversations with you. And that concludes management on behalf of Mark and myself for this week. Thank you very much for all of you. And thank you, Kelvin.
Awesome. Thanks for that break. I get to pause a little bit and share with you one more resource before we get into new listings. So let me get into the chat field. If you ever want to have Oscar Way's economic slides, he'll update it. This is dated 5 days ago. So these are pretty much the newest ones from CAR. And so I just pulled it up. I put this little link if you ever wanted to look at it later on after the class. And you can see here the market update for California. I'll just let you take a look at this really quick. I'm not going to spend every single slide, but if I see something interesting, then I'll talk about it. Okay, let me get this to load. Okay, so this is regarding Silicon Valley Bank assets and deposits. So as you can see, they did have a little bit more assets than they do have deposits. But this is one of the second largest bank failures in American history, besides Washington Mutual Bank. That kind of gives you the scale. First Republic Bank is also a large bank that's been underwater. They got a recent help. And there's some things going behind the scenes. I don't know if you guys are following this, but First Republic and these several smaller banks suddenly get deposits from major large banks like Citi, Chase Bank, JP Morgan. And they're going, oh, we have a recent amount of large deposits. We'll deposit our money with, First Republic Bank, and we'll lend you, $50 million or something like that. And so these larger banks are just bringing in money. What kind of bank will come into a competitor and deposit with them? They don't do it under their own free will. I can tell you that. The board of directors don't think I think it's a great idea to put our money in someone else's bank. That's not why. There's political things going on telling these banks, you better go invest and put some money in your competitor's bank or else something. There are some strings being pulled right now, and we have no clue what it is. So what led to this collapse? There's a 42 billion in attempted withdrawals that happened in one day. And ultimately, some insiders called their major clients and says, hey, I think it's a good idea that you take your money out of our company. And that triggered a big fiasco of everyone trying to take their money out near the same time. So they had to sell a lot of bonds, but they sold the bonds. The book value is here, but they had to sell it at a market value that is less, because when you flood the supply of bonds available to purchase, it decreases its price. That's fundamental economics. And this market still could have had a way to go. Right now, the financial markets, I'm not going to spend too much here. Price to earnings ratio. Our federal funds rates are near peak highs of when it was 10 years ago, when it was a recession. This is 9 out of 12 times we end up tightening and having a session of tightening cycle, which is what we're doing, quantitative easing. Inflation still remains high. And for the past several years, we're seeing elevated amounts of inflation, and we're still not at healthy levels in the 2 to 3% range. We're seeing a slight uptick recently in unemployment claims, is what I'm reading here. And in regards to filled and unfulfilled positions, so you can see here there are still short on employees and workers, so there's still more demand for work. U.S. savings rate is relatively low. It's one of the lowest it's been for a long time. And interesting slides, because this is not simply all about real estate. This is a little bit about household income, a little bit about the banking system. So I like to read these stuff. That's why it's good to keep a pulse on what's going on. Net worth per capita. That's kind of net worth per person. And I guess in this slides from California, looks like people were very healthy financially, very strong in 2021. And now in 2023, short 2 years later, with all of the inflation and all of the tightening and basically the value of all of our dollar going down, you can see here that everyone has a negative net worth as compared to the year over year before. It's much, much, much steeper in the red. So retail sales have been dropping in real terms. Less sales going on in most of the retails. I think service sectors are still doing okay, but definitely retail's taking a hit. Now people are not spending as much, not paying full MSRP. Sales perks up amidst the mortgage rates reprieve. So you can see here, sales has one little up bar up. It's still not at a healthy level. Time on the market up significantly from last year. So that's one big indicator right here, where it's on average taking 30 days on market to sell a property. In February in 2022, 9 days. 2023, almost a whole month. So you can see that with the rise in interest rates, you definitely take more time for property to sell. The proof is clearly in the statistics, and home prices, the median home prices have now kind of cooled down. We've seen a big uptick, so we can say the median peak was right around that May 2022, right prior to then. That was the peaking period. Inventory still shows very tight. These are all new listings, and we can see the levels here. Compared to all of the Januaries, this is lower than most of every year. So we have low inventory, and it's a downward trend. So that's something to keep in mind. That's what's propping the prices up. When you see a supply really hit and there's a lot of listings out there, a lot of actives, and the days on market climbing up, that is the time when you know deals will be made and the value can be had as a buyer. So people who are waiting, if you're looking for a flood of inventory, but where is that going to come from? You need some significant event in order for a flood of inventory to come. Okay. So back then in 2008, 2009, that was because there was a crisis, there was a recession, and there was a lot of people who lost their jobs, and you had a lot of properties underwater. There were loans that were not being able to be paid back. So you had a short sale environment. But that's not what we're going to have this year or the next 2 years. Because people do have they are making most of the mortgage payments. People are very lucky and locked in very low attractive rates already. They don't want to lose that. So they're going to fight to keep that at all costs. Active listings slip for the 5th consecutive month. So we're seeing a dip in prices, a dip in inventory. And that's really the slides. So it's just giving you a update on some trends. It's nice to keep a pulse, like I said, and we'll get into the new slides unless anyone have any questions. Okay, let me get to the sales meeting slides. No questions? All right. Hopefully you can see our new listings page now. And we have Doreen Tuan having a nice new lease listing. This is in San Marino, the lovely city of 2900 Shakespeare Drive. 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, $6,000 per month for this 2,318 square foot prop. That's actually a really good deal. So this single family is for lease. Talk to her if you have anyone interested. Henry Liu has 235 City of Industry. This is a industrial warehouse building. I'm not sure what the rent is, but it's a 21,000 lot size. Congrats on his new lease listing in City of Industry. I have a brand new lease listing in Baldwin Park. This is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom, 1162 square feet townhouse style end unit for $2,500 per month. It's a new flooring inside. I will be there Thursday. If anyone wants to check it out or have any renters, let me know. Annis has 2685 Topsfield, Pasadena. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1763 square foot single family house for $4,000 a month. And we have some closing. So congratulations to Henry closing 140 Foothill Boulevard in Monrovia. Nice PUD, and this one rented at $3,400 per month. And he sold a gorgeous Irwindale industrial building for $4.25 million. This is a 12,000 square foot structure, selling at $3.50 per square foot. Steve Hang sold 3049 Avenue Route 6, R6 in Palmdale. 2-bedroom, 2 baths, 1060 square feet. Nice corner lot, single family. Good job. That's a good price. 340,000. And I closed on my single family fixer upper at Toll Drive, Rosemead. 1-bedroom, 1 bath. 410,000 for this. Basically sold for land value. Mei Zhang sold this single family. This is a 17054 Colima Road, 216. This is 612 square foot condominium at the Hacienda Pines community. And Manny Aquino sold this manufactured home. It looks like it's a regular house, guys, but this is a manufactured home. 47894 Los Amigos Court in Indio. 3 beds, 2 baths, 1152. Congrats to Manny. And did I miss anybody else? Okay. Well, that brings us near the end of the today's training and our sales meeting. I'm sorry. Any needs or wants? Any questions from you guys? You guys have been very quiet, but I thank you for sticking to the very end. So I guess that's it for today. If you think of anything or you want to ask me off the sidelines, then just let me know. I'll be here at the office. And then for those of you who need anything or have any closings in the Temple City side, let me know earlier so that way I can either kind of check earlier or prepare it earlier, review your files earlier, because I'll be out of town the 9th to the 25th. So if you can help me, then help me help you. I'll be thankful. Thanks, guys.